Hi, third graders. I hope you're able to stay warm on this very cold day. For reading today, we're going to be talking about noticing patterns and seeing more. So, as we're reading, we want to take notice of some patterns that we're seeing in our characters and also keeping track of that. So, as we go through our fiction book further, do the patterns continue or do we notice any new patterns? Okay, so we have already read chapters 5 through 7 and Because of Winn-Dixie. Okay, so patterns in your behavior. So I want you to think about uh, us in our classroom as like a classroom family. We've been together for many months, right? And I've noticed your patterns. I've noticed that some of you really like to draw, and on your free time, you like to draw pictures or you like to color, but then some of you really like to be active and you like to play football or you like to play soccer. Okay, I've noticed your patterns. Okay, because we've been together for months. Okay, it's just like how we have built this relationship with Opal in our book. Okay, we have noticed patterns that she has. Okay, and we've been able to keep track of that. So, our teaching point, what are we going to be doing today? Let's move me up here. So, as you read on in your book and learn more about your character, you'll start to notice that patterns in the things that the character does again and again across the story, and you can add to it to your first ideas to come up with a big idea or a theory about your character. So oftentimes when we initially or our first time reading the book, okay, we have thoughts, right? Sometimes those thoughts are we get evidence from our book to continue that thought. Okay, other times kind of the story unfolds and our thoughts change. Okay, when our thought or about a character is happening again and again and again, we can then create a big idea or a theory. So we're going to start creating a theory about Opal. Okay, so Opal. We said that Opal is very brave. Okay, but I wonder if there's more to it. Okay, we're saying she's kind. I am also wondering if she has a big heart. So if we could say she's big hearted, if that's a trait we can use to describe her. I want you to think, could we use the term big hearted to describe Opal? I'm thinking. Well, she became friends with Miss Franny Block, right? Who we know is a very interesting friend for a little girl to have, right? She's much older. We also know that she became friends with a dog, who again is something that a lot of people in the story said that the dog was useless or gross because it had some issues. It was a stray dog. Okay. But she opened her heart to those things or those people that other people wouldn't have. So I'm wondering if we can think about this theory of having a big heart and if we can kind of maybe continue to notice that, or if that's something that Opal will stop doing. So is it a one-time thing, or will she continue to be big-hearted? Let's find our evidence. Evidence means something in our book that we can support our thoughts with. Okay, so I'm thinking chapter 1. How does Opal have a big heart in chapter 1? Well, we learned that she takes on Winn-Dixie, right? Instead of Winn-Dixie going to the pound, she claims Winn-Dixie as her own. Chapter 2, she has a big heart because she wants to know more about her mom. Okay, we know her mom has abandoned her. Okay, and that's very hurtful, right? So instead of holding on to that hurt, she instead has a big heart and wants to still learn about her mom. Okay, chapter 3. Okay, we learn about the things about her mom. Okay, we learned that her mom had some interesting character traits, right? When her dad tells her the 10 things, there's things about her that probably isn't so good. She still has a big heart and still loves her mom. Okay, chapter 4, she takes Winn-Dixie to church. Okay, chapter 7, we read that she becomes friends with Miss Franny Block. Okay, so if I'm thinking about Opal, okay, we can say that Opal this is going to get kind of sloppy, I'm sorry, is the kind of person who has a large heart, right? She accepts people for who they are. She accepts anyone. She also gives her heart to all. Okay. That is a character trait, big-hearted, that we can grow into a theory. Okay. Uh-oh. Now I have to figure out how to erase this. There we go. So is Opal big-hearted to other animals? Well, we said that Opal loves animals and cares for them. Does she love all animals? Does she just care about... Does she just care about animals, though? Or does she care about people? We know that she cares about Miss Franny Block. So we know that it's just more than animals. Oops. So how do you notice patterns in your own book? So I want you to find a pattern that you are noticing about your character. Okay? If you find a pattern that you're seeing over and over, maybe jot it on a sticky note. Okay? And think, maybe on that sticky note, every time that your character is maybe kind, make a tally mark. Just keep a running record of every time that your character is the trait that you wrote down. And it's going to be interesting. If you don't have a sticky note, we can do it when we get back into the classroom. It's going to be interesting to see how many tally marks you have. If you have a lot of tally marks, then you found a theory about your character. If not, then you just found one character trait about your character, and that's cool. That's awesome. Okay? So what are our jobs going to be today? Well, not those. Let me show you your jobs. Your jobs today is if you go into your Seesaw, okay? And again, we're in reading, so obviously you found this video in reading, or in language arts, I'm sorry, the language arts folder. You're going to click the language arts folder, which you're already there, okay? And you're going to go to your activities. And you'll see where it's posted reading activity for 1-6-222, 2022, okay? This is what you're going to be working on. It says read a fiction book and then fill out this character chart. Use the T tool to write your answers in the box. So I'm going to show you this. I'm going to pretend that I am the sample student in our class. Okay, I am going to go over to the T tool. My main character, I'm going to do mine on Opal. Okay, like we do in the classroom. Miss Taylor does her reading response on Winn-Dixie. You are doing yours on your fiction book. Okay, so we're not all doing Opal. You're doing your fiction book and your character. Miss Taylor's just doing Winn-Dixie because that's the book we're reading in class. So main character is Opal. So you'll know that the text tool is a little bit silly sometimes. You just got to be flexible with it. So each time you want to do a text box, you got to click the T. So is Opal, what is she? So we want to say, what's one character trait? Big-hearted. Okay, I'm going to drag it on the line. Because, so Opal is big-hearted because she shows love and kindness to animals and people. Okay? And you can also kind of move this around and make it smaller and then drag it to where you need to put it. Okay? Then I'm going to go over and come up with another character trait. I'm going to say curious. We said that in class as well. So Opal is curious. Now, why is she curious? Well, Opal is curious because she is always looking for answers, right? She was looking for the 10 things about her mom, right? She was also looking for the reason why Miss Franny Black thought that Winn-Dixie was a dog, or I'm sorry, was a bear, right? So she's curious. She's always wanting to know the answers to questions. Okay? So that's all you're going to do. That's going to be your job for today for reading. You're going to read. Let's read for 20 minutes and then fill this chart in. Okay? And you can do them in either order. You can either choose to do the activity first and then read, or read and then do the activity. Okay, but when you are done, you have to remember to go up to the green check and upload it for me. Okay, and now sample student did her work. Yay. Okay. I know that was kind of quick, and I know it's kind of hard when you're just watching a video and trying to learn. But, I stressed to you guys yesterday and the day before, please go ahead and use that Google Meet that's listed in our grade 3 folder if you have any questions about anything. If you don't have any questions, great. But if you have questions, please don't sit there and get frustrated or upset. Please, I will be on the Google Meet and I will help you. Okay? So reach out if you have any questions, and I can't wait to see your responses. Have a great day.